What was it like playing with that guy? Because I've heard some real interesting stories just about him and then also his weight.
And I'm curious about it too, because as a Winnipeg Jet resident and we used to work for the team and used to collect a paycheck with that logo up in the top left corner, still kind of feel like we got left high and dry with that guy.
No, you know what? Buff was an amazing human, right? He loved the game. That's it. He played the game because he loved it. And when he didn't love it is when he left. Buff was, there was no other person out there like Buff. I think of the year he was playing at like 270, moving like he's 170, sniping like he's 300. Like there was no other. Such an awesome guy, such an amazing human. And obviously you guys in Winnipeg got a good taste of Buff, and got to respect him for playing the game for when he loved, and when he was done, he was done. And now, when's the last time you heard from Buff? Well, Buff's in Buff's little world, and
to be fair,
Buff's out in Minnesota fishing. Apparently, he's a pro fisherman now.
Oh, yeah, that's been Buff his whole life. He lived up in Roseau by himself, right? And I shouldn't say what I mean by himself. Small town. He got drafted by Chicago Blackhawks. He unplugged his phone. He'd rather fish than go to camp. That's Buff, right? That's every kid got drafted, no matter who you are. Oh my God, I got drafted. I got to camp. No, he unplugged his phone, so he couldn't get a hold of her for weeks.
Got 3 lines in the water. And God bless his wife though, because she's been trying her best to tell him, hey, this guy with the podcast, these guys in Winnipeg, you should go on. He's fishing.
Yeah. Nope, you'll never get him. And his wife's an awesome lady. Obviously I got traded with Buff from Chicago to Atlanta too. So
yeah, which means you're kind of part of the Winnipeg Jet history now, man. That's pretty cool.
I was the last team before we end up in Winnipeg, right?
Yeah.
Well, I got wife's an awesome lady. Great family. And Buff's always lived in Buff's world and did it Buff's way, and gotta love him for that. But special human, and love that guy. And he was a key component. No, I didn't want to go. I practiced. I didn't want to go in the corner with him.
Was there ever a story that comes to mind? Because as a fan, it's like seared in my mind, that video of him grabbing 2 guys out of the Vegas pile and dragging them around like they're kids. I'm sure you would have had an experience. You're like, man, this guy is just powerful. Like, you can't move this man.
Well, obviously we were playing Philadelphia, in the final, and you're playing Pronger, right? Pronger's another man, and just vicious, just beat you up, stick every, he goes in the corner with him and just laid him out, and I don't know if I've ever seen Chris Pronger ever been laid out before. And there's Buffs. Yeah, there's what was that hit against Mark? Was it Mark Stone?
Yeah. Stoner. Yeah.
I don't even know how Stoner ever got back up.
Yeah.
I don't even know how he's still playing from that. But yeah, Buff played 250 to 280 was his weight.
Well, there was rumors when you come into camp, they're saying you have to cut weight, and he kind of went, well, I play better this way. And they said, okay, fine.
And that's what his Buff was. Buff. Like, you cannot compare him having the hands, having the shot. You could cut him down, and he would. And I was truly, you try and slim him down to 230 or whatever it is. That wasn't Buff. His body, there's no other Buff in the world. And yeah, they let him go. They tried to bring him in for the first 3, 4, 5 years, whatever it was. And when he first came to training camp, and his wife trying to get him dietitians and stuff. And when you let him go, that's when he was his best.
I heard a story from a pretty reliable source. Like you
mentioned, you reliable sources, eh?
Well, we already gave up one of them early in the show, but yeah. I heard that, like you mentioned, they were trying to tighten the ratchet on him for the first couple of years, and the breaking point was, in year-end meetings, one of the management says, "Listen, we're going to get you on a diet. We need you to be underweight. We need you 250 or less. We're going to have everybody working with you." And he just kind of turned his phone off and then came into camp. He came in at 275, which is really 325. They fired the entire nutritional and strength and conditioning coaching staff.
Well, that's, after our lockout, was it 0405 when Big Walt Kachuk showed up at 310?
We do a hockey podcast called Sling the Biscuit every single Sunday. The clips, the bite-sized chunks are right here. Only the hits, the full-length show, which you don't want to miss, is right here. That's Dave. I'm Travis. We'll see you soon.